As we go through life, one of the big questions about things we purchase is what the value of it is.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm back. Hey, I've been busy. As you can see, I'm working on my graphics and all of that. But yo, it's been a lot of things going on in the battle rap community. But the only thing that seems to pull everybody's focus in right now is, you guessed it, the energy. Yo, Cassidy, man, hip hop is real, 15 minutes of fame. They've been on a little promo run. It's supposed to be this announcement or whatever. I don't know if by the time I release this video, they've already made the announcement. I might be late. But it looked like they're getting together, like, I don't want to say a league. I don't want to say a group. It's just a bunch of high-level battlers and couple upcoming people like Easy to Block Captain, Jag, and K Walker. And then you got some legends. One of the biggest faces in legend conversation is Reed Dollaz, especially when you're talking about the battle world, the world of battle rap and underground hip hop, period. Reed Dollaz. And you got Geechee Gotti, Daylight, Danny Myers. Learned a few things about Danny Myers. For one, I didn't know he's been rapping since, what he said, 1991, but I think 93 he's really been doing it or whatever. But something like that. I'm like, damn, man, you've been rapping for a long time, whether it was on a professional scale or not. I think this whole mansion thing that Cassidy got going on, I think it's really good. It especially puts a light on battlers that you've always wanted to see a light. He said he had a phone call to Lux too, because they got Murder Mook, T-Rex in there. It's like, bruh, they had Lux in this look like a rap camp type thing. I don't know. I don't really know too many details on it, but everybody keep mentioning the mansion in Atlanta, Cassidy Mansion or whatever, and I don't know how much of a collaborative idea it is on the business side or the whatever what everybody has going on with this, but I just like it. I like to see a light, especially for certain people like Danny, to get his flowers the way he's been getting them. Cassidy bigging up everybody. He's showing love to everybody, it seems. That's what it looks like. I like this. I like the fact that it went from this battle with Disaster, happened a few years ago, I think around 2015. And it didn't go that well the first time. Then they had the second battle in the garage. Cassidy did well. But from that battle, people didn't have faith in him or other industry people that's made it in the industry that comes from the underground world of hip hop. Whether it be battling or you just freestyling or you just having hella mixtapes, whatever it is as your come up, Cassidy represented, he had the strongest chance in everybody's mind when he first battled Disaster to be a rapper that made it to the industry and come back to battle rap. But he didn't show us that with Disaster, not that much. He showed us like a glimpse of what he could be, especially when he did the whole when he mimicked Disaster and had those bars. Like it was a glimpse. Then he battled Goods a few years later, and the hype for him battling went down again. Lost faith. We had a few other battlers that come in the last few years. Well, a few people that came in from the industry or that made it to the industry. One of them being King Los. He's not one of the biggest names in the industry, but he is connected enough and in it enough to it being significant. But he battled Head Ice. He was supposed to battle Daylight on RBE channel. Didn't really fall through. Once again, back to Cassidy. Cassidy came back, battled Goods, didn't do good. The general consensus was that he either lost or it was a debatable, or he had that first good round. He didn't have the bars that's necessary and stand out in this era, and this material didn't really match for what we like. All of the things that you could possibly say. Oh, he's a hell of a promoter though, and we need him. We don't need him. We need him. He ain't really the wave like you think he is, but then the traction shows that he is exactly the energy that he talks about all the time. Saying all this to say this: battle Arsenal. Moving up, he battles Arsenal. Both of them do a horrible job. Of course, Cassidy is going to be the one stand out because of the type of shit he talks in these face-offs and promotion and interviews and whatever. And plus, what you know him for. You know, people have always rated Cassidy in their top rappers of all time, as lyricists of all time. Like, he's always in the top conversations. So we're never questioning his ability. What we questioned was what he showed us. We didn't like it, plain and simple. Whether you're media, you just fans, new people, whatever. We just simply didn't like what we saw. So, alright, the attention for him, oh, if we never see another, I mean, the comments was crazy, the internet was going crazy, Joe Budden podcast, they negative anyway on battle rap. When it comes to battle rap, I love Joe Budden podcast, but when it comes to battle rap, they negative about battle rap anyway. So I never look to them for a battle rap opinion on a serious note. I go to J Black and battle rap trap, hip hop is real, 15 minutes of fame, Father Fly. I go to them for a serious assessment on anything with battle rap. But whatever. Everybody in the world was hating Cassidy for what he showcased in battle rap in modern era, because he started his wave off with Freeway, and that shit was so legendary. We expect more. He have legendary classics. He has songs with some of the best rappers that we could just think of off the top of our head. Like, he's made it in the industry. He's been on movies, he's been on television. He's had his brand last all these years throughout car accidents, murder trials, all of the stuff that people go through. A lot of the things Cassidy's went through, other people wouldn't have even survived in the industry this long, even be talked about in 2021 after being out since the 90s. It's crazy. It's not a lot of rappers from the 90s or early 2000s that's still here, relevant, talked about, or even alive or free. So that's why we put Cassidy up there so high. So when he disappoints, yeah, we're gonna drag you for it. Fast forward, he battles Hitman Holla. Barely any promotion before the battle. But when the face-off, and like I think a few days before the face-off and the face-off, biggest face-off ever, the numbers it did is undeniable, and it's like a shut up to everybody who had doubt in him. But that's the face-off. We always know the promotion is going to be crazy. So we fast forward a little bit more to the battle. That happens. Do I have Cassidy winning all 3 rounds? Well, when I watched it back, I had Hitman Holla winning the 2nd round. But Cassidy did well in that round. No, not the 2nd round. I had him winning the 3rd round. Almost kind of clear. He won the 3rd round. The 1st round, I gave it to Cassidy. He just had he had so many bars and facts. He has so many factual bars that it's hard to overlook that. Even if you don't like how he put his metaphors or his wordplay together, or his schemes and similes and punchlines or whatever, we know the structure of bars has a different expectation in 2021. We get that. Hell, since 2012, we've been expecting no less than that event. The schemes that we heard, all the levels of wordplay without reaching so much, the double, triple entendres with certain bars, the metaphors, the punches, the setups. The bar structure, yes, we still expect a certain level, but he has so many facts and so many undeniable things that you just couldn't ignore in that 1st round, that you just had to give it to him. Not you have to give it to him. I gave it to him. My opinion, what I wanted, he gave me that in the first round. And beyond that, he did well. Beyond that, he actually had better points. Like, even with Hitman starting off the way he did, high level energy, it was like, come on, you remixed Super Mario, bro. No pun intended, you remixed Super Mario. That's crazy. Come on, man, we not doing that. Now when you Hitman holla and you have these multiple years, you even on TV battle rapping harder than what you battled in there. Come on, that was ridiculous. You can't say bars like that. You can't remix that. And I didn't want to see you do that. I wanted to see Hitman do what he did with Bill Collector. Whether you say debatable or he won all 3 rounds, whatever. That lyricism, the power behind all of those words that you were saying in that battle to showcase that I'm more than a performer. You made all of these, because I'm addressing the interviews that he had. In the interviews, he had all of these points on these people think I'm a performer only. If I had whack bars, then you wouldn't like the performance either, because you like the performance because of the bar. Well, this time you had the performance over the bar. And what I mean by that is that remix would have been fine with something else. That was trash. It was a lot of things that was just like, Second round, this is when the booing and the heckling really starts getting out of hand, and they both had haters that was just completely hating. So I'm not really going off of the crowd. This is not a battle, because we say this all the time. Oh, you don't want to judge the battles based off of the crowd. They don't influence you, but that's bullshit. It's bullshit. It always influences. It shouldn't. It shouldn't weigh heavy, but it does. The energy is needed with the crowd. If it wasn't needed, then there would never be a event with a crowd, ever. But it works more in the building. When you're judging the bars, it's always a different story. Anyway, so second round comes in, and once again, I mean, the signing the Spalding, you a fan of me, everything that Cassidy was just touching on in there, he just had better, not literal material. His material to battle someone overall was better than what Hitman was doing. Hitman, if you was just judging just bars, he had more lines. But bow down in your temple, what he said, you better pray to your God. Come on. Nah, bow down in your temple, pray to your God is a very overused, corny, not that creative of a bar. Once again, facts. It was just, he battled Hitman better, and it was weird because I had Hitman 30 and Cassidy. I think most people did. I gave that long introduction about all of the things that he's doing to say this point. All of the buildup of all of these years of him being terrible and people would be going against him and him not showing up and oh my God, why would he say that? And all of the things that we could hate on Cassidy for, he reversed it. Do I think he still need to work on his bar structure? Just the writing material of it? Yes. Is he getting everything else? Yeah, he's definitely starting to get everything else. So it's time to leave that shit alone. It's time to stop just mindlessly hating. I think people follow a bandwagon and just mindlessly hate on people for nothing. You don't even personally know them. They don't owe you nothing. You don't owe them nothing. Why do you have hatred in your heart for a human being? It's just art. They fuck up sometimes. It's not like you have to have the same opinion, Jesus Christ. But I'm not about to hate this man and just say everything he did was trash. Then you're not paying attention to battle rap as a whole. You're only paying attention to people you like. So you're not a fan of battle rap then. You're just a fan of certain artists, and that's fine. But then that means your opinion is always going to go towards who you like. I like Cassidy as a rapper over every battler I like. I like Loaded Lux as being the best battler ever. Or lyricist, one of the greatest lyricists inside underground and outside of underground hip-hop. Hip-hop period, I think he's one of the best lyricists, but I'm not going to choose him to win every battle if he's losing. But if he is winning, I'm definitely going to give him the praise. And I think this is a time where people have to turn it off and just be like, yo, whoever you got winning, he did well. Cassidy did his job. You don't have to win the battle. You have to do good in the battle. I don't want to see you choke and then people give you credit for that. Oh, well, if he would have got it out, then he would have probably won. Well, we'll never know because that person choked. They choking. People was out here choking all 3 rounds and they getting 13% on votes. That's ridiculous. And then somebody don't do that at all. They don't even stumble. And you want to criticize them and overly criticize them. But then the superstars that you do praise, that you do give the credit to, that you do have a winning or a high standard every time they come out, you don't really say nothing but, oh, well, if they didn't mess up, they would have won. No. They messed up. They was trash. In the story, the whole conversation about if they won is over with. You can't choke all 3 rounds, 2 rounds, and still it's a debate. You just lost 2 rounds. It takes 2 rounds to win. Anyway, so the 3rd round comes in, and the only thing I didn't like was the ending, the literal ending. But everything else, I think Hitman won that round, even though he started confirming more things. So I thought he won. When I first watched this, I thought he won that. I watched it back and back and back again, and it's like that the 3rd round may be the most debatable round, and it's just who did worse. Because the first 2, it's almost, when you watch it again and again and again and again, dude, it's almost clear with Cassidy, yo. I'm judging everything from face-offs to the history behind it to the promotion to who they are, their names, to what their potential I see them as, and all of this shit. It's like, yeah, I had Cassidy winning that 2-1. Now, the second part of this video was based on what I said in the beginning. All the people that surround him now. We made fun of him having yes men and all of this about him, and he ain't got nobody that's really a threat in his ear giving him advice, and he don't really have real battlers around him. He coming in, he taking a check. He don't look like he really enthused with it besides what he could do for himself. He only coming in because he want to promote one of his albums and blah blah blah. So what do you say to the other battlers that are actively in it and the only thing they do is battle? They battle 20 times a year and that's it. They don't do nothing else to expand themselves nor the culture of battle rap or underground hip hop. Because remember, the reason why I say underground hip hop is because underground hip hop is where they are when they rapping. When they put on a beat and they start rapping, they are now underground rappers. Until the mainstream is circulating your name on the radio or mainstream platforms, you are an underground artist. There are millionaires that are underground artists. Do not take underground artists as an insult, because if you do, you are an idiot and you don't know the ideology or understanding of culture. Hip-hop as a culture has 2 major divisions, mainstream and underground. Those are the biggest divisions. There is so many subcategories that fall in mainstream and underground. They both have the same shit. It's just on a different level. Tech 9, yes, the mainstream world knows who he is, but he is not circulated on the radio. He is an underground artist that is a millionaire. Tech 9, the rapper, not rest in peace, the battler. But yes, Sue Surf is not a mainstream artist. He is a underground artist. Successful. Very successful in this. He is only growing with success. So eventually, once they circulate one of his songs, it only takes one, he is now a mainstream artist. So yes, that's why I use the word underground artist. A lot of people are now starting to see the purpose of what Cassidy was doing. And hopefully these people get their own shine from this as well, because they was making points in there. It's like it's always, you get the more animalistic traits from humans when we're all faced against each other and we're all struggling, and it's only one person in that room that has something that we all need. Like Jay-Z said, I've taught y'all how to move in a room full of vultures. Have you ever been in a room full of vultures? Whether you was on the streets, whether you was at work and you was like the only good worker, whether you was on the block and you was the only real hustler out there really making money, whether you was the hardest dude in your gang and you was the only one getting the respect, whether you was the freshest one and you was the only one in your area with those type of clothes on, or what, whenever you was in a room full of vultures, then you understand that yes, these men all look positive because nobody in there has to be a vulture when they all making money. I like the fact that some of the people that barely get shine like that is getting what they deserve from out of this. I like the fact that his name is still circulating as one of the biggest number pullers and money pullers and draws out of battle rap right now, because you have a few other major names that ain't doing this. So all of this 22-minute video, 23-minute video, just to say like, yo, salute to Cassidy for finally getting into the light in this modern era, or no, in this modern battle rap era that he needs. And hopefully he grows with this. Hopefully people are paying attention and they start learning things from this, like marketing and putting yourself out there. One of the reasons why he will keep returning is his excellent marketing. If you don't see this as marketing, then Jesus Christ, you're blind and dumb as hell. You can't keep hating on this. Shout out to all of the battlers and all of the underground artists that's around him right now. All the artists that's around him, shout out to you guys for even picking the phone up, accepting this, getting on your job, promoting, pushing it forward, pushing yourself forward, making other people more interested. Shout out to y'all for having business outside of battle rap and not just depending on Smack and Beasley or ARP or Lush One or all these other league owners to do their job, to do your job for you. Shout out to you guys that know how to get up and get out there. I like this. I hope this really gets out there the way it needs to, and it's continue to be pushed, because this, whatever this is, man, this is going to be big for everybody. Everybody gets a bag when the culture grows. You know why? Because I'm talking about it right now and I ain't nobody yet. That person that get 30,000 views every time they review something, they benefiting from it. So it's like, yo, man, salute. All right, I'm out.